Well, good trouble, arrest, sit-ins, and the demand for integration. In the 1960s, college students across the United States began a nonviolent journey for what they called good trouble.
They boarded trains and buses and stopped at all-white lunch counters and bus stops demanding integration. They were beaten, pepper sprayed, spit on, and some were even put on death row. As
we continue to honor Black History Month, KPRC2's Joy Addison takes us along their journey. It all started right here in Houston at Texas Southern University with the Progressive Youth Association.
It was the student nonviolent movement, organized because we had an incident of one of the students in the law school had an incident and the police had stopped him, and we were getting tired of this.
From there, the students were trained by the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, or SNCC. They organized their first sit-in at the former Wine Garden restaurant here in Houston.
Walked inside and there was an empty seat, and the white guy was next to me. He had a cup of coffee and he was smoking a cigarette, and he looked at me and he said, "What are you doing?" And I didn't say anything. I just sat there. I just sat there and looked at the wall, and I kept saying to myself, "You belong here." And this guy that was sitting there, he spilled the coffee over and took his cigarette and put it out. And he said, "Wipe it up." And then the waitress came and she was getting ready. He said, "No, let this N-word, let her wipe it up. That's what she knows how to do."
And what were the thoughts that were going through your mind?
Sit here, just sit here and think about what you're doing and why you're doing it. And you want a better world for the next generation.
As the movement grew, students like Joan Mulholland joined in. She attended Duke University and was ordered to complete psychiatric counseling after she started participating in the sit-ins. But that didn't stop her.
I got a call late at night, and he said, "Joan, this is Paul. I can't talk. We're trapped in the church in Montgomery. Send more riders."
Dr. Martin Luther King was one of the people trapped in that church. The KKK was surrounding it. She and other students flew to New Orleans and took the Illinois Central train to Chicago. They got off at the Jackson, Mississippi stop, where she was first arrested after they all entered the whites-only waiting room at the bus station.
In Parchman Penitentiary, which was about the equivalent of Angola then.
She says integration is a two-way street, so after getting out, she transferred to the historically Black University Tougaloo College in Jackson, Mississippi. She continued helping SNCC organize sit-ins.
Now imagine a white girl coming in telling the Black students how to organize.
That's where she met Hezekiah Watkins.
Growing up here in Jackson, Mississippi, there wasn't a lot of things a Black boy could do. So I chose to watch television, and the national news was talking about the Freedom Riders. I saw individuals being kicked, hit over the head, even spat on.
The Freedom Riders were coming to Jackson. He ran to tell his friend, and at 13 years old, they came up with a plan for how to get to the bus station and meet the fiery college kids fighting for freedom.
The first thing I saw was a big sign over the counter that read, "Whites only." But before I could make a complete exit, this police officer came up and detained me.
Watkins was then arrested and put on death row at just 13 years old.
The first thought was, I'll never see my mother again.
He says after President Kennedy called the governor of Mississippi, he was released, but he knew that for the rest of his life, he would fight for freedom. He is the youngest and most arrested freedom rider, detained 109 times.
I'm just as proud now as I was back then.
Because of their work and bravery, the South was desegregated. Lunch counters and buses opened up to everyone, and Black people got the right to vote. And, well, we can look around Houston and see the diversity here. A ride taken with the goal of freedom in mind, and that goal was accomplished. Reporting in Houston, Joy Addison, KPRC 2 News.